Yeah, that's why I asked him.
Oh, that's so wrong. They couldn't see this whole time?
No, yeah.
Hey there! What do you say there, world? Welcome back to another incredible episode of the Racers Recap, Season 25, Episode 2. My name is Justin. We kicked out Joey because he was getting annoying, and we just kept two doctors on the show to give the show credibility. Doctors and winners of the amazing race. Amy and Maya, how are you?
Hello,
Good. Hey everyone.
This is definitely the first time we're doing this right here. We did not just do like 10 minutes of the show without... We didn't just do that at all. We didn't just do the whole show 10 minutes without pressing the live button. Good job, Justin. You're excellent.
I'm glad I asked.
It's okay. You know what? You've got a new little baby. I'm sure you're getting less sleep than you used to.
And I haven't been live since. I haven't gone live on my Twitch show. I used to go through live 3 days a week with Twitch. I didn't go live with you guys for what's going on? Anyway.
This is why we got our PhDs, is for little instances like this.
That's right. You got PhDs and I just got Ds. I don't got the PH. All right. So I don't know what's going on anymore. All right, so let's kick it off. This was one of my favorite episodes of the season, actually. I think it was designed really well, and we'll get to all of that. The order of departure: Jim and Misty are an hour and 20 minutes ahead of second place. I mean, that's a commanding lead for the first leg of the race to just come out and hour and 20 minutes separate you from the second place team. The first 6 teams getting on that first flight are going to be Jim and Misty, Tim and TJ, Kim and Allie, Brooke and Rob, Adam and Bethany, and Amy and Maya on the first flight.
Amy and Maya on the first.
Huh? Okay, so you didn't say one word in English. You do speak English. Say, hey there. What do you say there?
Oh, cool. That's useful.
Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Mwah. Say good night, everybody. Mwah. Say good night.
No, 2 minutes.
2 minutes? No,
Joey,
2 minutes.
We do care about you, Joey.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Button.
Button? You can't push all these buttons. You know whose buttons you can push?
One time he came in and ripped the microphone and we couldn't get back on.
I couldn't get back on. I just set up this digital mixing board and he pulled out one wire and it reset everything I spent an hour doing right before that and I couldn't fix it. I got so pissed off. So I got rid of the digital board and I bought a physical one. I was like, screw it. All right. So is Joey in chat?
He must be watching because he just said,
he texted you?
I'm dying and no one cares. He said
he's dying. So what you guys didn't hear when we first did this is, Joey was the one who's like, COVID is the flu. It's just a flu. He doesn't even have COVID. He got the vaccine and he's on his ass crying like a baby. So maybe he'll come back and he'll start believing in COVID. Maybe we can get Joey to believe in love too before we leave.
It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day. Maybe Joey can believe in love for once. We can get Joey to believe in... Oh, there he goes. All right. So on that second flight, Dennis and Isabel, Shelly and Niecy, Keith and Whitney, and Michael and Scott. So they got a nice big lead on this first flight, which kind of separates it. So it's almost a battle for first and a battle for last. And we'll see how it plays out. Maybe not. Teams must fly to London, England, and then when they arrive, travel by taxi to Tower Bridge and find the Pearly King and Queen. What a character this dude was. This dude, where did they find this dude? This looks like one of those guys that swindles tourists for tips. Hey, I'm the Pearly King, and nobody in England knows who he is, right?
No clue. We were so half sleep deprived and just ready to get that leg. I mean, the leg was fun. We were just like so ready to get it over with, and like the traffic was bad there. Like
there was like a car accident or a bike accident or something. So like, and because of all the bridges,
in the taxi.
Yeah,
we were like literally sitting in the taxi, just waiting.
Ugh.
Like, can we get out and run? Like, we're too far away to run. Like, it was just.
And then there's this weird man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got Joey. He wants everybody in chat to know he'll be back better than ever next week with more irrational insults and funny comments. You're gonna say something funny? That's gonna be a change. All right, so you guys were stuck on a bridge. You got to jump out and see this very happy to be on television. I made it, Mom moment for the Pearly King and Queen. Look at me, Mom. I'm on TV. Tim and TJ, Kim and Allie shared their cab. Brooke and Robbie were a minute behind them. Nobody said anything. Okay. Jim and Misty always thinking about the game. So when I just wanted to backtrack a little bit, he was the only one that they showed talk about getting better seats when booking a flight, and this is right off the bat. So he's talking about getting better seats, always in game mode, as you'll see every single leg ever. I don't think there's one leg where he's chill at all. Dude is game mode all day, every day.
Yeah, and sometimes to a fault.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I was there.
Relax and like enjoy, and just like we may have been too relaxed sometimes. I mean, like. But I think it actually helped us in the long run because we didn't seem threatening.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, they're just there to literally have fun and like take in the sights and pass money back and forth in the Philippines. Like, we were there for a lot more than that, but yeah.
All right, so let's get to this detour. I really loved both sides of this detour, and for me, it was a clear-cut choice, because there's rules when it comes to certain things. There's choice A, about face, where you would have to dress up and simulate the changing of the guard, which if everybody's ever seen it, knows is super strict, military, on point. You're going to be judged by somebody super strict. That first thing should pop into your head. Second one is a pancake race where it says you have to finish the race in 1 minute and 15 seconds. In your head, you should say, this thing is going to take 2 or 3 minutes to. How long does it take to cook a freaking 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Yeah,
it could be done in
so
5
thin.
minutes.
Yeah.
You could be done with this whole task in 5 minutes if you do it right. There's no way on earth you're going to be done in 5 minutes with about face. For me, this was super easy.
Yeah, but when you have someone that has like a half broken pelvis
hip,
and can't run, like we kind of need to do things that will work in our favor. And that's why we chose the changing of the guards there.
So you were already just feeling it, and you couldn't run at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I could run, but I was like pretty injured already. Like
wow.
I injured myself before we left.
Yeah, I just didn't know when it was like the pain was just too much for you. It was already kicking.
It started in the Virgin Islands when they didn't show us getting the first clue because we're not in first episode very much. But when we got the first clue at the Globe at Flushing Meadows Park, we had to like run a really strange way. We had a weird cab driver who was trying to like do weird like spinning car tricks to try to confuse people. I don't know. So we had to run pretty far to get to that clue box, and that was where I felt it.
Wow. So that I guess for you that was an easy choice. For me, it was just like when you're going to be judged, a judging task. Nobody ever gets judged right on the first time. Even doesn't matter how good you are. The judge is usually just so strict the first time. They're like, no. Usually, for a time thing, if you do it right, they can't tell you didn't get the time. Like there's nobody that could tell you didn't do it. So for me,
improper flipping of the pancakes.
That is true. That is true. I wouldn't have thought about that though at the time. So there was that, which we'll get to, where you can clearly see someone's trying to cheat here. All right, so Amy is happy because she was in the high school marching band, and this outfit is very similar to the high school marching band. Did you wear the high hats too? Did you have the big?
He had plumes.
Oh. Yes.
I was very cool in high school if anybody had a question.
Yes, absolutely. She was on the yearbook committee, and she was valedictorian. Stupid Becky bitch. I don't know how she beat. All right, so the Soul Surfers, 48 seconds. They were done. Gone with the race. First try, in and out, 48 seconds. Piece of cake. Both in great shape, super coordinated. balance is impeccable.
Easy. It was easy. Everything was almost easy for them, like literally. Like
Yeah, it was just like no problem at all. And then you see everybody else coming, and everybody else is struggling with it. It was just like it was just so easy. It was like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So Shelly and Niecy, they were both in the military. They're both super fans. They know exactly which one to pick, and they're ready. And of course, whenever you tell somebody that this is like up your alley, it doesn't go well. So the military thing actually hurt them because of toes and heels was very important here. And UK does things one way, we do things another way. Jim and Misty got it on their second try. Super cocky as usual. Yells at me. He puts out his battle cry so everybody knows that he's finished. Is that something that you guys actually noticed whenever Jim was done with the task?
We were typically very close to them.
Yeah, we usually were like pretty far behind. So we have no clue. Or like we'll see in like a couple of legs in Copenhagen. We finished stuff before them, so like it's not like we were together at like pit stops and like what do you call that, like ferries and things like that, but we weren't racing with them that much because either they were really far ahead or we were ahead, or we were just really far behind. But Jim was very cocky. Like he was like, and had no shame in his game. Like he wanted people to know, like we finished blah 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 blah. Like this is our second, third place win. We have the stage pass. Like he wanted people to know that.
It's like it's another like mental way to kind of mess with your competition too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he totally knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's trying to do.
No, and that's one of the reasons I always wanted to race against him. I would love to see him like constantly lose, and then where's his cockiness going to be then? Like, what would he constantly say when he's constantly in second and third place? I would have loved to see that.
He just would have been like upset all the time. Like if he did not win, he was so upset.
He was pissed this leg. He came in second place. He was so pissed.
Yes. So imagine that. I think they ended up winning. I forget how many legs. They won 5 legs the whole time. So 5 legs. And when he did not win, he was pissed. Like he just assumed and deserved that they should win.
Yeah, I love competing against people who care that much because you could do things to irk them as well, which people could do to me. Because I'm not going to say I'm not easy to rile up. I'm definitely easy to get riled up in certain situations. Mm-hmm. All right, so Allie kisses the guard when they get it done, and he looks disgusted, like he does not want any of that. Dennis and Isabel studied for this race like it was college. And that work out for you. Keith, no, I'm just messing. Keith, Whitney, Dennis, and Isabel, they're just not fast enough when they try it the first time. And let's get to the Boston guys. All right, so the Boston guys are the only team that couldn't, make a damn pancake. They couldn't do it. They messed that up at least twice that they showed on television. They're the only team that I think dropped it, and they did it at least twice. And then they were the only team to get called for cheating because dude wasn't even trying to flip it. He was like this, just waddling it back and forth. So it was jumping, but it never flipped. I was like, dude, you're just going like this. And they were like, dude, inadequate flipping, bro.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like, but I'll give it to them for trying to figure out, like, are they really watching? Or are they just going to kind of let us do it? You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, dude.
I give it to them for trying, you know?
Just flip the damn pancake. How hard is it to just put the thing up against your chest and flip it? So if it hits, it bounces off you and gets in. Flip, bounces off you and gets in. Even if you stop for 1 second, run, sprint as fast as you can, flip it, sprint as fast as you can. And I don't know, find a way. The dude is just like...
Scott and Mike were not thinking about putting it as close to their chest and letting it catch it. Like, believe you me, like, they were not thinking about
it. It's like, it was hilarious. And I'm this whole time, I'm just sitting here like, oh, of course, it's the Boston guys.
They're characters indeed.
I think that's why Joey didn't show up. He doesn't want to be associated. All right, so another route info. Teams must travel by train from London.
Wait, hold on. Oh. The wrestlers, Robbie trying to do the changing of the guards was maybe one of the funniest.
You're right, absolutely. I don't know why I just skipped over this. Yeah. Why is he walking like a cowboy? He was like,
I don't know what he was doing. And And even the judge was like, "You have knees."
He's like, you can bend those things. He's walking like he's a cowboy.
I don't know what he was doing.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Oh my god, what is going on? Yeah, that was fun to watch.
The funny thing for us personally was Maya's outfit was like 15 times too big for her.
I am a small person. They asked us to send in measurements before we went on the race. Why was everything like big easy size on my tiny body? Like
Maya's
good television.
What were they thinking?
Her stuff they gave her was bigger than the stuff that they gave me. Like they gave her shoes were larger than mine.
Like
I
no,
got like
Justin,
6 inches on her.
They literally taped my pants on me. So when we finished changing of the guard, they had to cut me out of the tape. It's ridiculous.
They cut her out.
It's ridiculous.
Anyways, so if you notice, there's like things that you might notice watching.
I have to go back.
That put us behind a little bit.
Dude, that's the reason that you didn't win this leg, 100%.
That's the reason we did not get the express pass or win this leg.
Just damn it. It's just so unfair, you know?
Small people.
All right, let's get to the fun stuff. We're heading to some boats here. The punting boats. One team member must punt the boat, a row, or push it with a stick. However, I don't know what the hell you just push it on the ground and just.
We weren't very good at it,
push,
so if you're looking to learn to punt, I would.
No one was good at it. No one was good at it, and you had to be on the right side of the right side of you had to punt it from the right side of the boat.
Right.
And no one got it right, like the first time, I don't think.
It's so funny because it just seems obvious to me, like the big, wide platform should be where the person's trying to balance.
No, so we were standing on the opposite end of all of the locals who were punting. Like, so you could, if you looked at others.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Also, we were going against the current, and those sticks were like 3 feet longer than anybody else. So they were designed to get stuck in the tree. So, like, whoever designed this task, major props to you.
Amazing job.
I
yeah.
Because there were, like, little tricks like that made it, like, as you're watching it, like, what are these people doing? Why are they all struggling so much?
Yeah.
It was because it was specifically designed for it to look way easier than it was.
That's interesting that you guys, that the locals did it backwards, or you guys did it opposite from the locals, because I would have totally looked at the locals to try to get it, and that might have been me getting it wrong.
Well, people did.
Yeah.
That's why people were wrong. Because we actually started off right. Then we passed the stick because it was easier. I don't know the way the boat was turned.
Mm-hmm.
We got stuck in the current at Dennis and Isabel.
Yeah, they couldn't get out that current, and then
we look at the
local. We see the locals, and we're like, why the heck are your freaking sticks so much shorter than ours? Like, what in the world? Then we realized, what in the world? And then Bertram's like on the side, like videotaping everyone. Everyone's freaking falling in the water.
I love when Bertram grabs the camera. It's great, and Bertram's like,
everyone. 2 people had to be rescued by lifeguards in this challenge because they fell out of their boats and crashed back in. I think Scott was one of them.
And then Niecy pees in the water. So it's like literally a crazy
all right.
part of this leg.
So I get peeing in the water. But she peed in the water when literally her boat was touching like a boat with 4 other people. She didn't like go to like a side somewhere. They were literally touching another boat, and she's just like staring at them kids, like college kids watching this American piss off a boat. I'm like, what are you doing?
And Shelly just like is barrel rolling.
It's like, this is my daughter.
Off the boat laughing.
I'm a proud mother right now. I'm such a proud mom right now. This is my daughter. This is what my life's led to.
And then they got the episode title.
Like, I know.
It was magnified.
Yeah, they want to make sure that everybody knows. I mean, this is iconic. It's an iconic moment that if you watch this season, you got to remember. When you got to go, you got to go. Especially because
people are saying, oh, sorry.
No, go for it. Cut me off, please.
People are saying that this task should be a switchback. Like,
absolutely.
Definitely should. Totally agree.
Absolutely.
This is Chase said it. Someone else said it.
Totally such a fun task to watch. Bumper cars. I love that when you guys got to mix and cross each other. I even love the overhead shots. They had the arrows showing where everybody was like that. Those little things add so much to it because you're like, okay, they're about to come into head off, and then boom, you can see, all right, 4 people bumping into Jim as he's flying through. Yeah, I'm big and strong, flying through. Just, I love it.
It was also funny how we had to like kind of lap around again, and then at one point go against the current around a turn. So it left a lot of like room for people to get spinning and lost and just like funny TV.
Like you clearly thought that there was one of two teams was going home here before this task. Like it was like, oh, clearly one of these two teams is going home, because there's very rarely a task like this that people get so caught up that teams can pass. Like first place can go to last place and last place can go to first place. Like I love those type of tasks, and that they need more of those on the race. And this was just a great task and fun to watch. It showed like the locals. It had a little bit of everything, man. I really, really love this task.
And the beauty of it is, even if you got around quickly, but you weren't at the right point, you weren't punting from the right end of the boat, it was wrong. So like there were so many things in it and that's why last season, season 32, 31, whatever we just 32. Did, they didn't have enough of those kind of things. That's what we kept talking about, Justin, where it was like, where is this? Like, where are the things that you just can't do because you're stronger or you're quicker or whatever? You know what I mean? Like you literally have to do everything right to get to it. So I love
first in, first out sort of things. Like if it was like a normal route, whoever got there first was going to finish first, but that clearly was not the case.
Absolutely.
And you can't be on teams in this. Like you can't say like, oh, I'm gonna help.
I'll drag you. Yeah, like
no, like this is very individual. Your team, you and your partner doing it. Like that's what I love so much about this, and this is what I missed in the new episodes of the race.
Well, this is one of the reasons why this season is so good, because there's a lot of really good tasks that led to teams clashing with each other, colliding with each other, and personalities. The cast is chock full of personalities from ranging all over the place. So it's a great combination, and that's why it's definitely, for me, one of the top 5 seasons all time, easily. And I love this leg for reasons like this. So we got Maya busting her ass. They finally gets a little shot on television, and boom, crashing into a wall, busting her ass. Niecy peeing in the water. 4 college kids are like, what the F? Dennis and Isabel are in the current and can't get out. How deep was this water? It didn't look like it was more than like 6 feet. Like
the water wasn't deep, but they could not get out of there.
It may sound stupid.
You didn't know how deep it was because there was so much mud, because you had to stick the stick through the mud. So are you saying like they could have just gotten out? And
I was like, get out and walk past this current point, because there was this one part they couldn't get out of.
You had to. But you had to do everything on the boat. It wouldn't have been allowed. They would have literally just had to start. I mean, they would have had to start over.
I just felt like if you're caught in this one thing, do whatever you can to get out of that. Because I saw other people grabbing the wall and using the wall.
Other people got caught in it too. Isabel and Dennis just could not get out of it.
It was just physically not strong enough.
I guess. I mean, hopefully they can come next week because they're celebrating Lunar New Year. But they did want to come.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can come
and it was a last minute thing.
Yeah, but hopefully they can come and speak for themselves eventually. But they were there for a very long time.
I felt bad for them because you could just see he physically couldn't do it. Like he didn't have like the upper body strength or whatever it was, the skill.
Spinning and everything was slippery, and you couldn't because it wasn't like an oar that you depending on where you were, you couldn't get enough leverage to get the boat going because the current is spinning you because it's just such an awkward shape, and the punt was so awkward, and he had just spent the whole previous day digging in the sand. So everybody who did that challenge, your hands were completely raw. So then all of a sudden you're holding this thing that's giving you splinters too on top of it. So just one of each
I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
was already had bad hands to be able to do it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Great task.
Yeah. That was
a great task.
Very well done. The teams must now travel by taxi to Tom Quad of Christ Church College, where teams were given a bowler hat and an umbrella, and they have to figure out where the pit stop is, which was very difficult for one team. Kim and Allie just...
It was so funny.
They're like, did you tip it? Yeah, okay. And he's like... and they're like, oh... It was like a grenade. It was just like he's waiting for it to go off. At some point they're gonna get it. It's like,
that was so funny.
Yeah, it's like so. I don't know how many teams got caught doing that, but they're the only ones that actually showed getting a little caught up with that. But other than that, once you figure that out, it's the birthplace of the Prime Minister Winston Churchill, where they had like a Winston Churchill impersonator there for some reason. The people in this language is so quirky. I mean, between the king and queen and this dude, like,
Winston.
I don't know. So Adam and Bethany find their way to their first victory, where they they were on the way to the first victory, and they stopped and said, "You know what? Let's go get this express pass while we're here." Didn't care about the victory as much. Cared about that express pass. You guys are in the lead. Express pass or victory? Which one you going for?
Express pass.
Express pass. Nice.
You know you're in first, and there's like 10 teams.
Mhm.
It's not about the win. It's not about the now. It's about the future. And that express pass can mean so much. Like, I forgot how it played out for them. Oh no, do I? No, I remember how it played out for them.
Yeah.
I now remember which totally was the epic leg to do it on, because later on that was another crazy leg. So express pass was definitely the smartest move to do. I'm assuming you would have done the same thing, Justin.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you saw what I did on leg one. I was in the lead. We're in the lead. I didn't think about getting that victory. I'm like, normally you can get the express pass and get the victory. You take the fast forward, you get the express pass, you can get the victory. Like, I would have done either way. Definitely, the express pass was important.
For Adam and Bethany, and they say this on the leg, is one of the things that they were most nervous about is Bethany picking to do a roadblock that just like she really couldn't do very well.
That makes sense. Yeah, it makes super sense.
They needed it. Yeah.
They, like, for them, I think it was a no-brainer. But like, honestly, Bethany probably wasn't able to figure out anything.
Yeah, she's a monster.
They were great at everything.
Like, so she would have been able to do it.
She is a monster this season. If you watch the season and you're not impressed by her, then you're just a hate. You're like Joey Cavino. You just hate love. Like, you just got to be one of you just hate it. Like, stop.
We do love you, Joey.
All right, so Adam and Bethany get their trip to Sweden, which is a place I'd love to visit. That's a great trip. They seem pretty stoked about it. Jim was pissed off because second place is the first loser. And then Kim and Allie waddling their way to third place. I can't lie. When I'm watching the season, this is what I thought the top three teams. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. This is exactly how it should play out. These would be the three teams that go to the finals, and this is kind of how I was like, all right, this is how it's going to be.
You got the makeup of them right. There was a female team in the finals.
Yeah,
it just wasn't the one that you
it just wasn't the one that you expect.
I don't know why.
Like, I don't know. Like, could it be because Kim is just? Did they show she had like 12-pack and penis pointers? Like, she's just shredded. Like, she's just got
ripped.
She is just so ripped. I'm like, God. And then she's laughing, and you could just see the muscles as she's laughing. It's like, God. It's like, all right, so these girls, you got to watch out. Watch out for them sweet scientists. You know what's going on. That's what everybody's thinking at this point. Brooke and Robbie beat the sweet scientists in a foot race to the finish. You guys almost had it. You were almost there.
We did not race them.
Yeah, they were racing though.
Well, for us, that would have been a stupid decision to like risk.
Especially you.
Literally could not run. Like,
yeah. But they were hustling as fast as they can, right?
And also, so that what they showed was the second time we ran to the mat, because the first time we all ran through the grass that we were supposed to run through. So they had to have us redo it so that they wouldn't film us breaking the rules of the palace.
Mm-hmm.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
That's so
great.
great.
It's even funnier.
And unfortunately, for Dennis and Isabel, that one little current that they could not get out of, it just did them in. And it stinks for super fans like they were. They studied the race. They put all this effort in. You could tell like they really, really cared. Shelly and Niecy, Dennis and Isabel on the way. They're both like crying. Both don't think they're going to make it. Like, I love the emotion. To me, Niecy seems a little fake at this point. Like, because it's like no tears coming out. Like, just seems a little whiny. I told her this stuff in person, so don't take it personal. I said Like
I wait to get them on. I literally cannot wait.
Oh, they're definitely coming on. Yeah, I've sat down with them. They're awesome, and they got stories. They have no problem sharing how they feel,
and they argue like no one's
yes, yes, they will definitely be joining.
You so much. What the heck? I love it. I love it. I love them. I love it.
Yeah, they're like sisters. They really are. They look like sisters. Really they've lived the same life. They're awesome. So this episode's title was Niecy while she was peeing. This task is going to be it's a throwback from Amazing Race 3, from being in the same. The About Face Detour will be conducted again as a roadblock called Good Job Donkey later. But next week, the race makes its first ever visit to the Shetland Islands in Scotland, which seems Viking-esque from the commercials coming up. We got one sheep away. Allie was just one sheep away. Niecy, TJ, and Adam are fighting with ponies, and then firefighters trip in the middle of nowhere in complete darkness, and ankles are purple and black. It's going to be a very interesting leg next week.
Very interesting leg.
Wonder what could possibly happen next week on The Amazing Race. Season 25, episode 3. If you guys don't remember, you are going to have a lot of fun watching this episode. I'll leave it at that.
And they only get better from here.
They get better every week. This is why, like I said, this is an excellent season. And you're going to see why. Because some teams have a way of doing things that is very entertaining. What about you guys? Let's get to it. The sweetest move of the episode. I'm sure it was probably the Sweet Scientist, right? They made some sort of sweet move.
Of course it was. Hello. The sweetest move, which actually Luke in the chat asked, like, why did we do this? Why did Amy give her shoes to Bethany? I think it was a very sweet move, and Amy and I are very similar people in the sense that we didn't want them to be down. If we're gonna win, we wanna win. And she needed shoes. She didn't have shoes. She had one pair of shoes. Yeah, she could have raced with her water shoes or her flip flops or whatever, and probably still done a lot better than a lot of other teams because it's Bethany. But we didn't even second guess. We didn't even like chit chat about it. It was like, yeah, you can take the shoes. Like,
wow.
It wasn't even a thought really that really crossed our mind.
That's the kind of people
that we are.
That's the opposite of a super fan move.
Well, and I had 2 pairs of shoes and also like one of those like flat water shoes.
Oh wow.
So like it would have been like shoes were what we prioritized because if you don't have your shoes, you're kind of screwed.
You're screwed.
Like they can get wet, like all kinds of stuff can happen. And Adam and Bethany knew that because so many people lost shoes in the first leg that were like, oh, good thing we brought a second pair.
And people were like, you guys brought another pair of shoes? We were like, yeah.
And we did, yeah.
Like, of course we did. And so that coupled with Adam was who I worked with at that first roadblock. So all the teams going into leg 2, they were the team that we were closest with and could trust. So while like of course we were going to give her the pair because it was the right thing to do. The other piece is it's also like building a relationship with another team. We knew that they weren't going to outright lie to us to screw us over just because of that. Like that's not the type of people they were. Yeah. So that was like a way to start to build.
With them being a physically stronger team than us, like there might have been times later on that's like, oh, well, like this relationship could help us in the long run. Yeah. It actually did later on. We asked them about something, like it really did help us later on. So there was no rhyme or reason why not to give her the shoes. If they would have won the race and we gave her the shoes, like so be it. Like what was meant to be is meant to be, but we didn't even second guess at all. I'm assuming, Justin, you would not have given anyone shoes.
Not a chance. You're no way, especially those two. When you look at those two, like he's built like a Greek god, and they're both the sweetest people on earth. They're in amazing shape. They have great backstories. Obviously, they're blessed by something from above, like karma is following them. Like just, you guys are such great people. Just here's some good stuff, and that's what you guys did. You guys said, "Hey, this is karma. Here's some shoes. Karma, 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 karma," and boy, did you guys get some karma on that next to last leg.
What our taxi driver's name was? Our taxi driver's name on the first taxi ride in New York, going to the Flushing Meadows, was Karma.
Wow.
That was his name.
And like,
Yeah.
isn't like the Philippines like hugely Buddhist, and Karma is like a huge thing there, and like that just really something happens in the Philippines later this season that we'll find out. That's really Karma. Just if you don't believe in it, this might be just follow the team that's. We'll say, I don't want to make any spoilers, but if you follow this one team that ends up winning, like Karma, how many times can one team get saved? I mean, Jesus. Karma. No, I'm just.
So that's my sweetest move.
That was awesome.
That's my sweetest.
No, that's a definitely a person move. Like that has nothing to do with the game. You're a good person. I'm not. All right, so no, so there really wasn't too many super fan moves per se, but I really, of course, a lot of them are probably going to go to somebody like a Jim who's always looking out for that extra edge, because that's kind of what the super fan does, looks for the little something that gives them the extra edge, and looking for the constantly looking for the moves like, hey, where's the extra seat? Where does this? Just going to put that little edge into Jim's bag for right now. Also gonna go runner-up Nisi for not stopping on your way to the finish line and going to a porta potty and getting eliminated. She just did it during the leg and's like, I'm gonna keep going and going and going and going while I'm going.
Literally.
Not stopping, but going while I'm going. So that's kind of the super fanish move as well. Just I wouldn't have done it in front of 4 college kids. And Amy, what do we got for you? What
I named mine Laffy Taffy. Laffy Candy. So
I love it.
The Laffy Taffy award is just something that was like absurd and made me laugh.
It's great for this season.
There's this whole episode. I feel like there's
literally the whole episode.
There's so many to choose from. So I think it really has to be a tie between Nisi being in the river or whatever that was, and Rob trying to do the changing of the cars.
Giddy up, cowboy.
Oh my gosh, so funny. This whole leg was hilarious.
This is a great episode.
Him and Allie with the not figuring out the hat. I mean, there's so many.
It was just so funny. Yeah, it was just so funny.
Yeah,
and like everyone falling in the water.
Yeah, it's good montages.
A loop of that, of just like boom, boom, like. And the task was just so epic for all of the disruption that happened along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So great leg. Amy, people are asking, what is the clue behind you? Is there a clue in that? And if so, what does it say?
The Amazing Race clue.
No, there's not a clue in it.
Oh.
Oh, no clue in it.
There you go.
Sorry, guys, no clue.
I think this was from leg 10. Leg 10 was where we did the ox is broken. We were standing in the rain forever.
Ah, the remix.
Because we were standing in the rain. So after the legs, you're supposed to give all the crap that you accumulated to production. And it was like pouring, and we were trying to sort through all these papers, and I like just ended up with it in my backpack. And then I found it later. I was like,
yeah, that's usually what happens. The racers are told in the beginning you have to give them all back, and everybody does in the beginning.
Realize that we don't have to do it,
and then slowly towards the end, you're like, they're not really. They're just throwing that stuff away. Like, and then you're like, I'll take this, and then you're like, I'll drink this, and then you get brave enough.
Keep it in the fanny pack. Keep it in the fanny pack or the bag.
I like the Laffy Taffy. That's a great award. This season's gonna have a lot of those moments too. It's just so great. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Like, what's going on with you guys? You got Ice Cream Sundays are live and kicking. You were just housing some ice cream before the show here.
I was. I love ice cream. Ice Cream Sundays is semi still happening, semi on hold because I'm really, really, really busy. I am about to help. I'm working with a company that's about to launch ice cream like any day now, and I'm like knee deep in it right now. Yeah, super exciting. I hope to be able to announce all of the details really, really soon. But yeah, so I'm knee deep in that. I've been working every day. So right now, Ice Cream Sundays is a little bit on hold until I can like get past this mountain.
When people are ready, where can they find that?
You can find the product or stuff.
Ice Cream Sundays.
Oh, my Ice Cream Sundays you can find on Instagram at maya.warren. Follow me, find me. I love ice cream. Y'all know that. So pretty much my life.
Amy, what's going on with you? Is there anything that you'd like the people to follow or do or?
I don't know. I'm currently shopping for a kitchen table. That's about all that's going on in my life.
Send Amy kitchen table. Send Amy kitchen table.
Awesome
ideas.
kitchen table ideas. I just started getting into epoxy, so if you need like a nice epoxy finish on the top, I'm learning about that. Yeah, I'm gonna start playing around with some epoxy.
I'm slowly upgrading all of the IKEA furniture / furniture I acquired for free as a graduate student. So
nice. See, they won.
What about you, Justin?
You I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my schedule on Twitch. I daytime. Charlie's screaming. Daytime is not going to work, so I think I'm going to start doing nights. But we'll see. I'm thinking Monday I might be able to do an afternoon, and then maybe Friday, Saturday nights, and I'll do Friday, Saturday, and then this on Sunday. So twitch.tv/JustinClassic1 or Justin Classic with the number 1 anywhere on social media. I appreciate you guys. You girls, I love y'all. Thank you guys for showing up. You guys watching. Time is the most valuable thing that you have, and you chose to spend it with us. It means so much to me to get to talk about my favorite show with some cool peeps. So thank you for spending your time here. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you next week. Races Recap. Episode 3 is a great one. You don't want to miss it. Later.
Bye, guys.